Hi guys, today I wanted to give you 12 fun facts and insights about the NFP report, which a lot of traders are trading, and if you don't know about that, you're definitely behind. So first of all, the NFP is the biggest market mover. It is one of the most anticipated events and often causes massive price swings, especially in the forex market. And not only Eurodollar, which is considered to be a very conservative pair, sometimes can move north of 100 pips within minutes, literally within minutes of the release. Under number two, it is released on the first Friday of each month. This is always the case. The NFP report is typically released 8:30 a.m. Eastern, or this is actually 1:30 UK time, and it is always released on the first Friday of every month. Jobs. Number three, the NFP measures the change in employment in the US. This will be excluding the farm workers, excluding government employees, excluding private household employees and non-profits. So the focus ensures it reflects trends in the core industries only. So this will be only the core industries, guys. Number four is Forex volatility peak. And as you would see later on, this is not just Forex. It is across the different asset classes, but many Forex brokers, they widen their spreads during the NFP due to the volatility, trying to, protect themselves against the algos, which comes later on is one of our points. But some traders are on purpose avoiding to trade during this time because this can endanger their profits. This spread widening can basically slip them. They can hit their stop losses even if the price doesn't go to a certain price point. So in a way, this is a dangerous time to trade. For some other traders, this is also being exploited. So it creates a very high risk, high reward trading environment. So a lot of traders are betting on that, but I wouldn't particularly myself. Number five is the dollar rules the show. The NFP directly affects the strength of the US dollar, influencing not only the forex pairs but also commodities like gold and oil. All other classes, as under number six is stock market jitters. The report can significantly impact the stock indices like the S&P 500, Nasdaq, Dow Jones. Since the employment data is a key indicator for the economic health, then there is a direct relationship between the movement of the indices and the US economy. Therefore, you can expect massive market moves, guys. And if we just move to the next slide, guys, we can see the other 6 important facts about the NFP. So number 7 is gold's wild ride. Precious metals like gold or silver are also experiencing sharp moves during the NFP like any other asset class. So this is not a big surprise. We have under number 8 pre-NFP predictions. Traders and analysts are also speculating that the NFP numbers before the release will come at a certain point. So they're betting on certain numbers. Therefore, they're betting on bullish or bearish moves using data like the ADP employment report and weekly jobless claims can also be used as a clue. Then we have something very popular for the NFP, which a lot of traders are betting on. So they're basically trying not to trade because of the algo frenzy. Many algorithmic trading systems are programmed to execute trades in milliseconds following the NFP release. So the markets can go crazy. And this is a well-known phenomenon. Algo trading also is quite popular amongst the other major releases. Under number 10 is the trader's favorite strategy, which is known the trading field as straddles. And this is nothing else but traders setting buy stop above and sell stop below the current price, aiming to capture the breakout regardless of the direction. So if the price is somewhere in the middle, you have buy stop at the bottom and a sell stop. You can basically position yourself in this way, capture the initial volatility of the price and the initial spike, of course. Then under 11 is the 15-minute rule, which is something that I do abide to. So I don't really trade the first 15 minutes after the release is done or the release is out. So I'm just waiting for the markets to still have enough volatility, but to calm down a little bit after the initial spike. This is when the algos are kind of slowing down their activity as well. It gives a perfect opportunity for traders to trade after the waiting for 15 minutes and trade only after those 15 minutes. Then as number 12 is something that probably is not going to surprise anyone. 90% of traders, they lose money during the NFPs. So just make sure that you know what you're doing. Probably it's not a good idea to trade the NFPs since there's definitely turf reserved for professional traders or algo traders. So stay away from trading the NFPs since this is a high risk risk event. And now let's move to the next part of the video, in which I would walk you through a trade which I took during the last NFP. So I will walk you through the initial stages, waiting for the NFP itself, and closing the trade after the NFP events. So let's have a look, guys. This video is slightly different than usual since we have the NFPs today. I took this during the London session. I usually don't have the habit of trading before, so I might take it off or not. Currently it's still running. This is the 1 minute charts. If you look at the broader view, the 15-minute time frame, you can see that it's kind of topping out, but at the same time I don't really want to have bias. I don't really want to, make any decisions past the initial decision I've already made. So I'm just gonna let this trade run, and since we are at all-time highs, we might as well have a continuation of this trend. Just one very important clarification I need to make here is that this for me is a risk-free trade at this stage, so I'm literally not risking anything. It's very fun to see when you're in such a position. So let's see how the market would react to the NFP numbers, or if we're gonna get stopped before that, which also is a possibility. There are too many possibilities out there, but let's see how the market reacts, and then I'll make the second part of this video after the NFP numbers. In this second part of the video, I just wanted to make you an update before the NFP numbers are out, which is 30 minutes from now. I always wanted to have almost like this type of a sneak peek video before NFP numbers, when I was starting to learn how to trade and, learning different strategies, what works, what doesn't. So this kind of gives you the whole journey from basically taking the trade, after taking the trade, to holding it just before the NFP announcement. And then my next part will be a shot in exactly 12 minutes when the NFP announcement is due to happen. So let's see if we're going to have a breakout reversal. I'm not trying to any sort of bias, even though this looks like to be some sort of a continuation pattern happening, or an ascending triangle. A lot of you can see different scenarios where this can lead to an extended move here or a bullish breakout. I'm not going to engage in any of those speculations. I would like to actually see the price really going in one way or another. As I've already informed you, I'm running a risk-free trade at this moment. So for me, it doesn't really matter. Of course, I would ideally like this to continue, but if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to have such big regrets as I would have if I was running a trade in which I could actually lose money. So don't forget that a lot of people are actually gambling the NFP numbers, don't really limit their exposure. There is zero control on managing the risk. So you need to be very cautious when you're trading, and doing the right things at the right time is crucial. So without further ado, let's switch on to the next video, in which I will be sharing with you when these NFP numbers are coming out. All right, guys. So this is the last part, I guess, before finalizing this video. This is literally 12 seconds before the NFP announcements. If I expand a little bit this view here, you'll be able to see more clearly. Let's see where the markets will take us with these announcements. Let me check Dow Jones. What's the reaction? Looks like a bullish reaction. As the majority of you might know me, I'm trying to stay away from the news, so I'm only checking what has happened after the initial reaction. So I'm trying to stay completely unbiased in this way, keeping my cool in a way. Okay, let me see across the board. So Nasdaq is raising, Dow Jones as well, DAX pretty much staying at the same place, slightly going higher, but in all honesty, not a major reaction there. Who knows, I might actually take another trade on the Dow, depending on how it pans out. So this initial bullish reaction is looking all right, and DAX is not really moving much. So anyways, let this trade run a little bit, and then maybe actually make another last part of this video, because currently we don't really have much traction here, whereas we have quite a bit of traction with the indices. So let's see where this takes us. Okay, guys, so I waited for some time. I'm just 7 minutes into the US Open, and I think I'm gonna close this trade since it's not really going anywhere. It's Friday, and I guess a lot of people will start taking profits here. So that's how the rest looks. We don't really have much activity or not as much as I expected. We might actually see the price going slightly higher, but for me it doesn't really matter because this is DAX, is the afternoon session, which is actually the US session. For you, might be the morning session. Since I'm based in London, this is the afternoon session. So it's probably the best to just close this trade and take take the money off the table, make a little bit of profit, and that's it. So I think that's exactly what I would be doing. Okay, here you go. Just closing this trade here, guys.